Yo, welcome back to Hope again, which means
helping other people everywhere.
Love that, love that, love that. And yeah, guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing. We're back again with another one. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember the last time the last one you guys watched. Probably Ben Hatchett, right? Yeah. The Ben Hatchett one. Before that, it was Stanner Man. Hope you enjoyed that. Good conversation. Today we got someone else for you. We've got one of the, I don't even know how to describe him, man. Like growing up anyway, he was like one of the best rappers out from London. And it's Joe Black. So we're just gonna get into a bit of his story, and just see what he's saying, just a normal conversation. So let me get him in. Anything else you want to say, Brad? Add to that? No?
So let's do this.
That's the energy. Yes, my guy. What's good?
What's happening? That's right.
Yeah, man. You went and got the headset.
Yeah.
Trying to be what
I can hear. Can you hear me properly? Yeah.
Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you.
That's quality.
Yeah, man. What's good, man? How you doing today, man?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Yeah, been back at work for like a week now, so just back in the swing of things.
When you say work, what is that for you?
My full-time job, I work in a school. I do like a football college program. So yeah, it's like half teacher, half coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
how's it been with all this lockdown? How's it been?
Challenging, because obviously a lot of them, the reason why they sign up, the main thing is the football. So without the football, it's challenging and it's hard to keep them engaged. But yeah, technology, man, like a lot of technology. You could do remote lessons and just try to make the best of a bad situation. So hopefully there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel now. So we're just trying to whip them into shape. So when we are allowed to play games, they're as ready as possible.
So is that like an academy then?
I think the official term for it is like a football education program.
Is it because my friend, Leon Constantine, he was doing something like that.
Basically, it's something, it's something along. Yeah, it's basically, so we would play like they've got like a national college league, so we'll play against colleges and independent programs like Leon's one. Yeah.
And you remember college I didn't get into. When I was about 16, 17, Barking Abbey, they done something similar as well.
Still doing it now. Yeah, they're still going now, Barking Abbey. Yeah, they're still going now. Yeah. So yeah, it's like a lot of it is mainly, a lot of it came from schools and actual colleges. But what's happening now is that there's a lot of independent programs starting, because there's like a education board that kind of cater for these things. A football coach can kind of align with a tutor, and then they can offer a full-time program. So yeah, to answer your question, Daps, we're kind of trying to replicate a scholarship program as much as possible. So we have them full-time. We try and give them a full program and a games program. So yeah, it's as close. It's probably the closest thing you'll get to an academy environment without being in an academy.
Yeah, and it's good that you do that. And it's mad because I was going to go into all your football stuff a bit later, but because there's going to be some people who watch this and hear us talking about you and football, and
you're thinking, what? Yeah.
What's going on here? Like, is this the same Joe Black?
Yeah.
But how did you get into all of that though? Was that always a passion of yours?
Yeah. So obviously, before music was football. Football was before music. Before I picked up a mic, I was trying to be the next Ian Wright, or trying to be the next. That was the dream, innit, to go pro. And I think I was good. I don't know if I was good enough, but I definitely weren't mentally prepared. I didn't know. Now I'm involved in it from the other side. I didn't realize I didn't have nearly none of the tools equipped to even survive in that environment. So football was first, I wanted to be a footballer. and then music kind of came a bit later when I was a bit older. So we started going youth club, and I'm from Islington, so we was like, well, I was heavily influenced by like Heartless Crew, and that's where it started. Garage really was picking up a mic, MCing along to a DJ, and then it went on from there, innit? Like as I got older, I started exploring other genres. Rap came started listening to rap and never looked back since.
And obviously, my introduction to you was through rap, and it's I'm not gonna say I'm being a little fanboy right now, but
yeah,
I'm a little fanboy right now. Do you get what I'm saying? Because when I was growing up, I didn't really listen to UK rap at all.
Yeah.
At all. And the ones I did listen to, I mean, apart from like SAS and them, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to SAS, but one of the few people who I did listen to and really rock with was you. And what was it like for you? Because obviously you grew up how you grew up, in it. You grew up in the end situation and whatever. And suddenly you're getting a bit of, fame, so to say, or notoriety. Like, what was that like for you? Like doing the whole rap thing, but at the same time, you're still very much out here.
You know what? That's a good question you asked that, because it was very different back then to what it was now. Because I'm sure, I don't know when you was introduced to my music, but I started making music before like internet and social media was even big or even about. So a lot of it was by name. People knew the name Joe Black, but they didn't know anything else about him. They didn't know what he looked like. They didn't know nothing about him. So from the first part of like my music journey was kind of me trying to convince people who didn't know me that I was Joe Black. They didn't even, you're not Joe Black. I swear to God, they like, you're not Joe Black. No way. And then obviously MySpace and Instagram and all these things started becoming more like relevant. And then I kind of went the other way. Like, it's mad that I say this. I've been rapping for so long, but I find it hard to like deal with the attention, if that makes sense. I don't know, like, because I don't think I'm doing anything special. I think me rapping, I don't see the big deal, like, and maybe it's because it's me rapping, because I'm a fanboy. When it comes to certain other rappers, I'm a fanboy. So I think maybe because it's me, I just think like it's no big deal. And I never really had any aspirations. I was talking about I want to blow without even knowing what I meant. I just used to follow like, yeah, I'm gonna blow, So it's always has been, and even up to today, it's always just been like a hobby of mine. And I think that's why I float in and out, and I don't really look at it from like a career point of view. And if I don't feel like making music, I won't. So like there might be gaps of 3 years where I don't do nothing. And then I might drop a freestyle. I might go on one extra and drop a freestyle, and then go missing again for another 2 years. And because it's more like mood, it's more, it's selfish, but I make music for myself. I don't, it just happens that other people took to it. Like my MySpace, I didn't even make a MySpace page. Someone else made me a MySpace page. I've never I've never released a single for sale. I've never released an album. I know my music's been free.
It's so mad to me, because that's what I get from you. I never ever really got like you're really trying to push music. Like, put everything into it. So when I see you doing football and everything, it kind of, for me, it's just like, oh, it makes sense. Like he probably, how I look at it, I just think you grew older, you got exposed to life more, and then you probably found other things that you're actually interested in and knew you could actually do. Was it a bit of that? Other than
but I think, you see, like when I got to 16, I kind of like fell out of love with football and kind of stopped even watching it. Like I was just like a loose fan. Like I used to like Arsenal were like one of the top teams at the time, so I just used to be like a distant supporter. Yeah, we're the best, but I fell out of love with it. And then different life circumstances, and I think Euro 2008 was a big trigger for me to like, that kind of, I fell back in love. I started playing again. I started watching football religiously, and and then I got into coaching through my mate had a football club, and I just was volunteering. And remember, at the time I'm talking about was like at the kind of like peak of where I was at the highest in my music career, innit? It was like when I brought out Millionaire 2011, that's when I really started my coaching journey as well. So it kind of went together, innit? So and then even that, like, I'm privileged. I'm privileged to work for Arsenal now, but even my intro to academy football, it was all accidental. None of this was a plan. It was never a plan for me to be a scout at the club I grew up supporting. So everything just kind of fell into place organically. That's why now I kind of just not lay back, but I kind of just go with the flow, and like wherever life takes me, it's gonna take me, innit? Like I don't know. I ain't got a 5-year plan. I couldn't tell you where I even want to be in 5 years. I just want to be happy and stable. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but I just want to be happy and stable. So yeah, it's just a great, like, it's a mad life.
I know what the answer is going to be to this, but because obviously we do this podcast to give, you say, hope to other people. And do you ever regret, not regret, but you know, you say we know what you were, like a rapper, and you were really, do you regret not pushing it? Or because we say to people, if you believe in something, go for it all.
Yeah. And regret might not be the wrong regret might be the wrong word, but I do sometimes wonder what could have happened. But I felt like the minute I stopped making music or stopped pursuing it like that, it's because I stopped enjoying it. And that's always the driving force behind anything I do. I've got to enjoy what I do. So my whole life, I feel like I've never worked a day in my life. Even today, I've gone and it hasn't felt like work to me today. I'll do it for free. Like I spent 4 years, like even like the grassroots club I own now that I started, it's not a business. It's not like, I don't make no money from it. I lose money if anything. I don't like, so from some aspects, if I like, let's say I had a financial advisor who think I'm crazy, who like, what are you doing? Like, you're not even using your time efficiently. But I'm saying, for me, my enjoyment is more important than money. Once my bills are paid and all that, and I'm stable, then it's just about enjoyment. I don't want to feel like I'm grafting for anything, if that makes sense.
So you know, when you you said you stopped doing music, because you were such a big name in music, and you all of a sudden just stopped, and then you said you went into football or something. Did you find that pressure of leaving something behind, or did you ever get that of, oh, he's left us, he's changed, or anything like that? When I left my area where I'm from in East London, and I went and concentrated on football, and not never come back, but only come back to see my parents, my family. I had all that with my friends. Oh, he forgot about us, he's left. Did you ever have that pressure when you left music and then went on to another journey?
Yeah, kind of, but I feel like I kind of, everyone that's around me, I kind of make myself available in it. So I'm like, I will never say I stop making music. If people around me are trying to do something and I can contribute, then I'll contribute. But I feel like when it comes to me, like, you need to do this, that, and everyone asks me every day, I'll get it up till day. Why do you stop making music? But after they have a conversation with me, then they understand. Like long story short, I say, like, you know what, like, I've had my time and moving on now, innit? Life's different. Even if I wanted to make music, my music was biographical, and it was a lot about what I was going through. And I feel like what I'm going through now is like
totally different.
And I don't know how to put that in a song that would be good, that will have the same impact as when I was talking about certain other things. So I'm happy. I'm not one of these bitter old rappers that are looking at the younger generation. Oh yeah, no one, bro, look at them, they're getting all the fruits of the labor. And I know what my contribution was, and now I just sit back and let the next person carry it forward, innit? Carry it where we left off. And I'm a fan again, innit?
I was going to say that because it was gritty, and that was where you were rapping what your life was really about. And it must be hard now rapping about, you know, it's not even because there's still substance there that people would want to hear, but like you said, it's how you probably put that into a song that people would actually take in, because a lot of people are trying to hear all that right now. Do you get what I'm saying?
And even if they are, it's like, that's why I say what I'm doing is not special. To rap about like what I was rapping about, it came so easy to me. Like literally, like I'll go studio and I'll write a whole song in like 45 minutes because it's easy, because I'm literally just rapping about what I'm doing or what I've gone through. But the hardest thing is to make, for me anyway, is to, all right, that's one side of you. What else? And maybe it's me not wanting to open up or not wanting to, it's uncomfortable me writing about certain things, or I might be making myself vulnerable. So it's literally, I find it hard. It's not easy. Like it's not, I listen to music. I still got instrumentals. I try and jot down my thoughts, but it's not as easy. But if someone was to say, make a song about what your past life, what you used to do, give me 20 minutes. That'll be done in a flash. That's what I'm saying. So like, and sometimes I think, are you just saying that because you're in front of me? Because literally I think, what's the big deal? All right, cool. I put a few words together. I went in the studio and recorded it. What's the big deal? There's people out there doing major stuff, like bigger than what I'm doing, much more impressive than what I'm doing. So, but then I don't want to come across as unappreciative. So I appreciate all the love I get, but I just think, it's not nothing special. And yeah.
Do you, when like obviously you work with kids and everything, like, do they know who you are as Joe Black, or do they just see you as the coach and older?
Some of them do. I think some of them that have got older siblings and or maybe like younger parents who might have grew up my age or whatnot. But I always cut that off, innit? I always say, listen, that's like, when I'm here, we're talking football. I'm not here as a musician, and like, my music's not for you anyway. You're under 18. Why you even, don't talk to me about my music? It's not for you. Like, so I try and nip it in the bud. But a lot of them, it's more after they go back and do their research. And then because they have this idea of how I should be because of who I am, it's like, what? How? What are you doing here? How comes you're here teaching me? I'm saying, why not? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Why not? Like, it's crazy for me, man.
That's one thing, like, I'll rate what you're doing highly, man, because for me, and I know you don't want to have that label of what you were before going into football, but you're relatable to these kids. Some kids where, like you say, you work at Arsenal now, a lot of them from London, and a lot of them grow up in different backgrounds. And for me, if I had someone like you, a mentor and a coach and a mentor, that I could speak to, like when I was growing up at that age and going through the shit that I went through when I was 15, 14, before I got released, I had no one to speak to, so no one really could understand what I was going through. To be there and like understand these kids. I don't know if they come up to you in confidence to speak to them, but it's something that I want to do. I spoke to Daps as well about when I finished football, going into mentoring. Like, when they get released, I don't know what it's like now, but when I got released when I was 15, that was it. I had no help. Like, thank you very much, and that's when my life turned, when I got released. So I think it's really good what you're doing, man.
Yeah, exactly that. That's it, and that's it. Imagine that that's a big topic now. What we're talking about, like, obviously, I know in the press the last few months or years, whatever, there's been people like handling releases in different ways, and it's that's something we're actively talking about now. How especially at that age, the scholar age, the pathway and the aftercare needs to be a lot better. But,
that's when my life spiraled out for 2 years after I got released from Arsenal. For 2 years, as you said, I fell out of love with football and I just went on the wrong path. But luckily enough that I got back up on my feet. But I know there's kids out there who are not lucky enough like me to get back on that.
But to be fair to the clubs, this is why I say, to be fair to the clubs, and it's like, I gotta say, like Chelsea, I gotta give a special mention to them, because I think they recognise that. Because for a lot of football clubs, not even just football clubs, for a lot of companies, you know, these things, when you do these jobs, you got to do DBS, and I got a colourful past for want of a better word.
And I think it's hard getting into these places.
Very hard. But with Chelsea, I think they recognise that, and then obviously I've had to do a lot of stuff to like prove that I've changed, and rightly so, innit? I feel like it's a very the job you got a big responsibility. So I think they got to vet people properly. But Chelsea could have turned around and said to me, "Nah, sorry." They didn't have to give me a job. That even the fact I started my grassroots club, one of my players basically ended up getting a trial there. I've took him there. I've driven him there to Cobham. We've gone into Cobham. So as we're going into Cobham, I think the staff, obviously people know who I am, innit? So the kids are all thinking what's he doing here? What's he doing here? So I think the staff have picked up on that. So they was curious. They started asking, "Who are you then? What do you do?" I told them a bit about myself, and then they offered off the back of that, they offered me a job. So they didn't have to do that. I was bringing them my best player and saying, "Here, I'll take him." I wasn't even asking for nothing in return. I was just happy that one of my players was going to Chelsea. So they've offered me a job, and then I left Chelsea just over a year ago. And then the same thing, getting the job at Arsenal. Obviously, they have to do their due diligence, and Arsenal is the process is a lot more stricter than at Chelsea. So, I thought the fact that I spent the last 5 years at Chelsea, that will go into my favour. But they was looking past that and saying, "Well, what about back here? What was you doing here?" And I understand Chelsea have given you a job, but we're not Chelsea. So I had to go through that process again. But I think the clubs now, they're starting to realise that the world is changing, and some of the methods are a bit outdated, and they need to update them, and they need to get people in to basically reflect the academy, to reflect the players, isn't it? There's players from all different backgrounds, religions, living conditions. There's players from always. So I think the staff has got to reflect that. And Chelsea, and even more so Arsenal, the club I'm at now, I think they're actively moving in that direction and thinking outside the box when it comes to scouts.
So what I was going to say, actually, you touched on it a bit there, was going from music into new world of football and everything.
Yeah.
How hard was it in general? I know you touched on it a bit. You had a past. So
yeah,
how much of that did your past actually stop you from, maybe exploring certain opportunities that could have come, or was it literally just the Chelsea and Arsenal thing?
No, I was very lucky that my story was very lucky. So 2002, I went to prison 2005. While I was in prison, I'd done a coaching course. It was like a gymnasium course. And I literally just done that so I can get more access to the gym. There was never a plan behind it, but part of it was like a sports leaders award. So we done the sports leaders award. I got the qualification. I've come out of prison. I've gone to some youth hub that my friend's mum was basically in charge of, and I was kind of volunteering because I had a lot of spare time on my hands because I didn't really have a job. I came off doing whatever I was doing off the roads, but that prison sentence, I came out, it all ties in. I came out of that prison sentence at the end of 2007. And then, like I said, Euro 2008 was the next summer. And then that kind of gave me the football bug back. I don't even know why, because England didn't even qualify for that tournament. I don't know what it was about Euro 2008 that got me back into football. And then I met my mate that I grew up with in some youth hub thing where there was a food shop, and he happened to run a club. So he was talking about it. And then I said, hey, you know what, let me come down. Then I spent the next 4 years just volunteering every Saturday, every Sunday. I was training on Saturday, and then we had matches on Sunday. But then I found myself enjoying it. And I found myself using some of the things that I learned in my course in prison. And then I done a FA level 1 course, and I done a FA level 2 course. And then there was a bit of politics at the club. So me and my team, we broke away, and then we formed a new club the club that I run today. So we formed that with my original age group, and then we never looked back since. From there, we just built on it, and then I just expanded from there.
Okay, because that was also something you're just touching on everything, mate. That club that you formed, and it's still going. What are your hopes, and what exactly is the club about? Is it more just like a community club?
That's exactly what it is. So basically, we had a mentoring program. I say we because I co-founded it with my friend. He passed away like in 2017, but we founded the club together, and it started off as a mentoring program. So we had a mentoring program called All Cultures United, where we went to a school in Camden, Ackland, Burley, and we done a 6-week program with, they called them challenging pupils, like kids who they thought was at risk of getting excluded. So it was successful, but it was a pilot. So we went in there, we weren't really looking for money, and we didn't really know what to charge for our services. We didn't really know what the benchmark was. So that kind of fell flat on his face. And then when we took our boys away from the original club, we just said, why don't we just call it All Cultures United? We've already got the infrastructure set up as a mentoring company, just change it to a football club. And then, that was what AC United was. And then the purpose we had, our policy is open door policy. We never turn away a kid. There's no kid that's not good enough to play for us. So we don't hold trials. We don't say, sorry, we're not the club for you. You're not good enough or whatever. We accept everyone. So that's what it is. It's just a community club. Kids come. We push some kids into the professional game. We push some kids into the professional game. Some kids, just as long as we give them a pathway for as long as possible to play football. Some kids have gone and done referees courses. Now they referee for our younger ages. Some of our coaches are ex-players. So we're just trying to create a mini ecosystem where we can give these kids a continued pathway. There's never a time where we say, all right, thank you. And even down to the college, that's why I've done it. So I didn't want my players to get to under 16s and then say, all right, thank you, see you later. And then that's it. So it's just it's some kids, some of my under 16s go to their own sixth form, they go other colleges, but it's just, I always want to, if there's a kid, I want to offer him something all the way. Even now we've got a men's team. We've got a men's team that play in the Barnet League. So we've always got something. It might not be for everyone, but we've always got something for kids. So you come to us at 5, you start our soccer school, you can stay with us right all the way up till you're in the first team playing football. And that's basically what AC United is.
You say you do it because you enjoy it. Obviously you got a drive to do it. Do you think that drive comes from you growing up and not having anyone older doing this for you? Do you reckon that drives you to do it for these kids now?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. You know what? I would say that because that doesn't apply to every player, but I feel like, that's who I definitely want to cater to. Like the players who might not have parental support or might not have any support, to be honest, and just offer them as much support as I can. And even down to staff, I like to, my ethos as a person is I'm not just here to develop players, even coaches. Some people have I don't have aspirations to coach at a high level, but some of my coaches do. So it's just giving them the platform so they can improve, and then using my connections or using my resources to try and help the people around me. And there's referees. We've got referees now that are full-time referees now, but we put them on the referees course. We gave them the experience coaching our refereeing our younger age groups, and now they're doing it full time. So
listening to you, I get a real sense that you giving back to the culture and the community. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? Has that always been a thing for you, or was it as you grew up and you realized that you can actually influence, you know, the next generation or just people around you in general? Is that something that then kind of just happened, or was that always something that you wanted to do?
I don't know, you know. I don't know if it was a conscious thing, or I don't know. Like, I just feel like even in everything, even when I was on the wrong side of the law, like I always tried to I feel like because I feel like I'm so comfortable and secure in myself, I just feel like, you know what, let me get everyone else, let me do what I can for everyone else, and then I can go, because I know what I need to do to get where I want to be or where I need to be. So I just feel like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, that's what it is. Maybe like that's what gives me satisfaction. I like seeing like for instance, the player I took to Chelsea. So like I like seeing him switching on the TV and watching him. He's in the Bundesliga now, so watching him play in the Bundesliga, that's all I want. I don't like. I'm happy. I'll be happy, or happy if someone says, you know what, oh, I've just got a full time. I'm working at Arsenal at Halen now, and I'm assistant referee, and I'm saying for like maybe the satisfaction of that. That's what drives me. Like I like success stories, I like playing a small part in someone else's success story. So yeah.
Do you think, not to say like you're not doing well and everything, but do you think if you had a more selfish approach to things, you maybe would be not more ahead, but do you know where I'm trying to go with
it? Yeah.
Back, you know, you probably would be living a much different lifestyle or much different life, or are you just happy living this is the life that you actually want? Not to say,
because you see, like before, this what like before, like not like I wouldn't even say like I was a like gang affiliated or whatever growing up. I just used to like I was more like I used to sell drugs in it. So money is something finance. That's the only thing that I think that maybe if I was a bit selfish, I'll be better off financially. But I've been in a position where, not to say I was the richest, but I've been in a position where I've had money. And I've the life I was living, it was lonely life. I was driving by myself, 30-second interactions with people, and then I'm just looking at a stack of money. So then I started thinking that even onto money, not to say I don't worship money and I don't think money is important, but I feel like it's more about enjoying it with the people you care about. So the way I look at things differently now is money is important to me. That's why I always say it's important that I'm stable. But once I'm stable, I don't need to have excess money in my bank account or a shoebox full of money under my bed, because like, and if I'm doing something I enjoy and then that comes with it, then cool. But my first thing is I need to enjoy myself, and I can't always think of money and the be all and end all. That's why I work. I go to work, and even my work is cool, but the reason why I work is so I know at the end of the month my bills are paid, I'm all right. So anything after that is strictly like for my enjoyment. If I want to wake up and watch football all day, then I wake up and watch football all day. If I want to go and do a one-to-one session with a boy and not charge him because I don't have to, because I'm secure, I'm stable, then I'll do it. Like it's just maybe I look at life different, but
no, I'll tell you why that's so good. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Brad, do you want to say something?
No, I was just about to say that's so good to hear, and I can feel how passionate you are about helping other people, and that's very rare nowadays. And that's why I went back to before asking, are you doing this because you never had that help?
Yeah.
Because like we've touched on this before, me, myself, and Daps, like I don't know who we asked you, did you feel let down by your elders because you had no one like yourselves? And now when you see the people like what we're trying to do, yourself, you got Tricky doing his own podcast, Bobby, everyone trying to help these young kids now. And the main factor because of that is because they always feel that they didn't have helping them. And the only thing is now that they want to do, like yourself, you said you had all the money in the world and it didn't mean anything to you. Seeing how happy you are making other people happy and watching their journeys is just refreshing to hear. But go on then, that.
So obviously Brad just mentioned that, you know, it's good to see a lot of like the older lot giving back and everything. And I'm one of those people who, like, so when we talk about, you know, like the younger generation and how they move and whatnot, I'm one of those that partially, you know, puts it down to the fact that a lot of the olders failed them. Do you get what I'm saying? And a lot of the older generation, they never ever gave back. They never ever passed on anything. They introduced them to badness, but they never introduced them to making, you know, better decisions and whatnot.
Better decisions, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So seeing you do that, it's good, because a lot of people, you know, they have it in their head that to make it in life, you gotta be a rapper, you gotta be a footballer. Do you get what I'm saying? Or like you've been a rapper. You still, to me, you still are a rapper. Do you get what I'm saying? But you also have, you know, your full-time 9 to 5, let's say, innit? And it's so good having someone show them that, you know, you can be successful. Just apply yourself. You get what I'm saying? And is that important for you as well? Because you are a role model, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's what I think we need. I think the best thing we can do for the younger generation is kind of redefine what people think success is. And that's why I'm literally trying to practice what I preach, because I say to them, look, I'm successful. Sometimes you might like they might like the kids see me sometimes, they don't understand it because they always think rapping and following equals money. So there's certain times I go training and they'll see me on the train, going to train, and they'll think like, what are you doing on the train? I'm saying, I gotta go to work, you know. Like, how else am I gonna get a spaceship for that? What do you want me to do? So I'm trying to normalize real life. Success is not glitz and glamour. Success is literally being happy in it, or living a purposeful life in it. That's for me what successful is. That I always say to them, when you die, the only thing that's going to be left is your headstone. So what's your headstone going to read? That's what I'm more concerned about. What impression am I going to leave when I'm gone? How are people going to speak of me? Like what are people going to remember me for? So I think legacy, I always say to them, like, don't chase the money, chase a legacy. Like, if you're happy, if like, you got to put yourself where your happiness is not determined by finances, and then whatever you want will come to you. If you want to be rich, but you prioritize your happiness, you'll be rich.
So you're doing it though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And that's why I always say to them, like, I always use myself as an example. I'm saying, look, I could easily go to the studio and just, not to say that it's nonsense, but just rap a whole load of nonsense and say what I know is gonna be controversial enough to bring an audience to me. I could easily do that. I don't even. I'm already past step 1, 2, and 3. I've never brought an album out, but I've done all the groundwork. People there's enough people who know who I am for me to do it, but I don't want to do it. So that's why I'm not doing it. So, and I'm saying that's for me, that's successful. When I can live my life and not do things that I don't want to do, then I'm successful. I don't like if I didn't want to work in the college, then I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not there because I have to be. And that's why I always tell them. That's how I always say to the kids, don't think I'm here because I have to be. I'm not one of them clock watching teachers that are just here, just as soon as it hits 3 o'clock, I'm gone. Today, a funny story, today was training, one of my players dislocated his finger. So I'm like, remember, I know there's other staff members. I don't want to draw no one out, but I know there's other staff members thinking, oh, it's near the end of the day. Oh, I don't want to have to take him hospital. But I'm there like, to be fair to him, he was like, no, don't worry. I'm there. I'm all worried saying like, what, you sure you don't want me to, I don't mind, you know, I'll come and sit down. I'll sit with you until your brother finishes work. So I'm not thinking of I'm thinking of him first, innit? So I just think, yeah, for me, it's easy for me because I don't like, it's not, I wake up, I go to work, I get paid for doing something that I'll do for free. Like I'll go and coach kids for free all day. I've done it for 8 years with my club. Like it's something I enjoy. If I enjoy it, why would I demand a fee for it? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Speaking about your relationship with these kids, because they know, you're cool, even if they don't know your past in regards to you being a rapper, like they know you're relatable. So are there ever times where, they're growing up and they're going through things like road life or whatever that they're comfortable enough to come to you about? Or are there times when you know what's going on, but they don't really say that? What's that like for you?
Yeah, for me, it's kind of it, because obviously this college I started in September, so I think I can scratch the surface, but I still think there's that barrier with some of the kids where they haven't known me long enough to fully open up to me, innit? But I kind of like try and give them the nudge and see, like, look, I'm not here to judge you. I know what it's like. I've grown up. I've thing that, but when you're ready, I'm here, innit? Basically, like I just, and then that normally works because they're normally looking at teachers and thinking, oh, he's gonna judge me, or and I'm saying, I'm not here to judge you. I let them know, like, when I was your age, I was sitting in a cell. Like, I'm not here. I can't judge none of you lot.
You told them that straight?
I told them straight. Like, because I'm saying to them, look, I'm living proof. I'm not one of them guys that's telling you something that I don't know nothing about. I'm not one of these teachers that's gone and got a degree and then telling you don't do this because you shouldn't do it. I don't even tell kids don't do that. I say, all right, cool. You want to do that? Do you know where it's going to lead to? I can tell you because I've done it. I've been there and done it. I know, and maybe if you know where it's going to lead to and you speak to someone who's been there and done it, and that's where the music helps, because sometimes that kind of verifies you without them even having to verify you. Oh, he's a rapper. He must have lived a certain life. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, if that's what you think. But I went to prison before I made a rap song. So yeah, I just try and make them know, like, this is where it's going to lead to, and I'm here. But if you don't want to talk, even if it's for 5 hours in a day, this is your escape. Then if you don't want to talk, then don't act like it. If you're coming here to play football and you don't want to speak about other things, then keep it football. Keep it football. And then we move like that. We move forward like that. But most of them end up coming, and they might not to give me the whole picture, but they give me enough of the picture to let me know, all right, this might be a cry for help, or this might be like you're basically asking me something without asking me. So yeah, it's a skill that I'm still learning, but yeah, trying to perfect.
Yeah, that's all mad. All right, so is it in regards to like football, because they know you're a scout, do they try to do the extras to like say, oh, come, just take me to Arsenal? Do they feel like it's that easy, or do you have to ever have to deal with some of the parents?
Yeah, but more with my football club than the college, because the college is they're a lot older, so they like, and they're wrong in thinking that they've got no chance of it's too late for me. I'll never get to Arsenal. Like, they're wrong in thinking that, but the phase I work in, it's not that age group anyway. So it's more like the parents in my Sunday league club. Oh, when do you think my boy is good enough? Or why aren't you pushing him forward? And and it's just trying to, but I think it's just trusting. I think we've had so many success stories that I think most of the parents trust the process, that, and they put faith in what we're doing and leave it to us, basically.
Are you hard on the guys when it comes to what you have to see in order to push them on? Or
am I hard?
What do you have to see in a player before you decide, you know what, I'm taking you? Like, I'm going to put you forward for this.
No, do you know what it is? I think they've got I think once a player shows me enough for me to believe that they can handle the environment, then I think it's a conversation, because I always like it to be I like to, like, when there's a player of interest, I like to involve the parents and get their point of view and make them understand the process. And look, this might be kind of last chance saloon, or he might not get another chance. And do you think he's ready? But I kind of put the onus on the parents. When I feel like they're ready, then I kind of put the onus of the parents to when they think. Do you think he's ready for me to try and push him in? But a lot of the times at my club, it's other scouts that I rarely push my players forward. So if me and you was working together, I'll probably say, Daps, I got an under 10 striker. I think he's good. Like, you have a look at him and tell me what you think. And then if you're kind of singing from the same song sheet, then I'll kind of say, all right, then we approach line manager together and say, look, this is what we think. And I always downplay my players, because I know the minute I start bigging them up, then people are going to start looking for their faults in it. So I always downplay, and I always say, you know what, he's got something. I'm not saying he's a signing. I just think we should have a look at him, even if I think, I think he's dead on cert signing. Because the guy I took to Chelsea, I know they was thinking, because I took him when he was 14. He was an under 14 player. So I've took him. He was 13, but he was an under 14 player. So I've walked into Cobham, and I know they're looking, thinking, a 13-year-old from grassroots. We haven't even heard of him. Not a lot, let alone seen him. We haven't even heard of this guy. So he's gone and done a training session. I remember the training session. The first training session, he trained with a year up, and he didn't even touch the ball. And I thought he had a stinker. So I'm there thinking, shit, man, what have we done? Maybe Chelsea's it was a bit too much. But at the time, I didn't know he was training a year up. So after, the head of recruitment said, yeah, that was a Saturday morning he trained. He said, yeah, bring him back on Tuesday. So I was like, huh? I thought he had a stinker. Like, I don't know what they saw for them to bring him back. But then obviously when I realized he trained with the wrong age group, and then 3 weeks later they signed him, and yeah, the rest is history.
Do you feel like you're taking players from a certain background into these clubs, and how far along the process do you take them? Because when you're coming from a certain background, it's very different to, you know, the football world. Do you get what I'm saying? And you know, do you stay with them the whole way to like make sure that, you know, they're really getting the help, or do you just kind of be like, oh, look, I'm going to hand you over to your coaches now and whatnot? Because it can be difficult coming from our background and then going into like the football world. Like, how do they handle that?
It depends, because like a lot of kids have got parental support, so it's kind of more supporting the parents and supporting them, and maybe giving them advice or my opinion on what I think of certain things. But then, there are some people who don't have parental support, or the parent might not have the resources or the time to kind of commit to their football. And I try and do as much as I can. I'm in contact with all of the players that are playing at a high level that played for my club. I'm in contact with all of them. But yeah, it depends. Some of them, it just might just be just an update every now and then, how they're doing. Some of them, it might be daily. Some of them, I might help facilitate certain things. So when they're looking for agents, or when they're looking for extra like strength coach or outside things, even down to like license, helping get their license and all of that. So it just depends. I'm here for whatever they need me to do, and whatever I can do within reason. Yeah. Like it's literally AC United is literally open door.
Your title is just a scout.
So at Arsenal, I'm a coordinator. So I'm a coordinator. So a bit more of a fancy title.
Yeah, you need a big title, man. All the work you're doing with these kids.
Nah, do you know what it is? Like I said, man, just seeing them progress. That's enough. That's enough for me, man. That's my reward, man. I just always tell them, like, when you're fully established, I just want a season ticket, and then we're happy, and then I'm happy. That's it.
Oh, I love that. But yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Before I go though, I am gonna ask you: is there a chance we can ever get like some sort of album from you, mate?
Or a freestyle one here. Just do a freestyle.
No. But to answer your question, this is an exclusive. You're hearing it here.
Okay.
I will be dropping an album this year. 100%. It's the 10-year anniversary. It's the 10-year anniversary of Millionaire. So you will see a project from Joe Black this year, guaranteed.
Don't do no remastered Millionaire, man.
No. It's gonna be a new project. It's a new project.
Nice. You heard that
new
first.
Project.
Heard that here first. Exclusive. Don't listen. Yeah. Brad wants you to bloody freestyle. This ain't Charlie Sloth, mate. Yeah. Yeah. No, love for that, man. And yeah, man. Obviously, I just want you to just keep pushing on and keep doing what you're doing, man. And I love hearing it, man. And it's good, man, that people can actually just because a lot of the people we look up to, you can't actually reach them or touch them. Do you get what I'm saying? And you're fully here. You're fully out here still. So I love that, man. And more life to you, man.
No, man. Thanks for having me, man. Like, obviously, I'm admittedly not as much, but now I'm gonna be watching even more. But I'm a fan of the podcast, so keep doing what you're doing, because same here, same with you. You don't have to be doing this. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm sure there's this. You don't have to be doing this. So it's even bringing me on.
This has been one of my best ones, man. I enjoy it because me growing up, I wish I had someone like you.
Yeah.
So what you're doing for these kids now is unbelievable, man. And I just keep doing what you're doing, man.
I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna hold you to it. Just make sure, just make sure you're available for the presentation evening.
Hey, I'll do that. And when I retire, I want to start a lineup in that midfield of your team, boy.
Listen, mate. You're more than welcome. Why wait till you retire? You could join that. You could join that.
If you can pay his wages, mate. But this is another exclusive. Brad's just signed a new 2-year contract, 100 grand a week.
That's quality. Lend me a $5.
Hey, Brad, if they said good
time, give me a Arsenal, Chelsea.
Listen, mate. If I could, I would. I need to get myself a trial first. I think I could do a job in that back line, man. But that's another story.
They just released you again, Brad. So let's not even go there, mate. But yeah. Oh wait, no. But before we go, actually, did I see you on someone else's podcast, or is that your podcast? Because you wanted to plug that or anything.
Which one?
I saw you put up something on your.
No, I haven't got a podcast, so anything would definitely be someone else's.
Oh, it was someone else's. Okay, cool. I thought.
Yeah.
Well, if there is anything you want to plug, feel free. Plug now.
Do you know what I do want to plug? Is the co-founder of my club, Reese. He passed away 3 years ago, but his mother-in-law has written a book about our club. It's called Baller Boys. It's on Amazon. It's a children's book about a football team and the challenges of playing for a football team. And there will be an audio book released soon, which I'm narrating. So yeah, that's the only thing I really want to plug. Baller Boys. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can't find where it was, but yeah, it was probably on someone else's. It was like was it a football?
Yeah.
I've been a football podcast. I don't know. If it's not yours, it's not yours. It don't matter. But
no, it definitely weren't mine. But who's ever podcast it was, big them up. I think I've been on a few. I've been doing like an unofficial press run without even realizing.
I saw you. So no behavior. Was it last week or the week before?
Yeah, I'm always on there. They're my bros though, innit? So like, I just always. I'm more like a filler when it's a slow week and they ain't got a guess. I just step in.
That's what me on his.
Yeah, on my football podcast. Whenever it's a slow one. We do it today. Come on. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to get you on my football podcast actually.
Listen, I'm on it. Football, anything.
No, I think that'd be good as well because you got a footballing audience and young kids as well.
Yeah, that would be good, man. Yeah, that would be.
When you're ready, I've got Thingy's coming on again this week, Scorcher. So I don't know if you would want to go on with Scorcher. That'd be a sick one. But
yeah, wait. After the weekend result, I'm all for it, man. Bring him on, man.
Yeah,
bring him on. Sit down. Sit down, boy.
I'm not gonna lie. The way you were boy at first, I was like, oh, have they got problems? What's going on?
Nah, man. Scorcher's my bro, man. Come on, man.
But yeah,
me and Scorcher last season, me and Scorcher played together. Imagine centre back pairing of me and Scorcher. That's clean sheets all day.
Where was this?
All day. So like. Just like a YouTube team called Madness FC that I played for. It was like he played a few games. It's better than I thought. To be fair to him, he's better than I thought. He's a Spurs fan, so I didn't really expect much. But he's a good player, man.
I told you that Scorcher's good, man. He's
good.
He's good.
Yeah.
He learned from Brad. Apparently, Scorcher said that he learned from Brad. Well, I'm
surprised then. I'm not surprised then.
I'm trying to gas him up, mate. But yeah, no, listen, love for this. And yeah, man, when it's out, feel free to repost it up and all of that.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but big up. And guys watching at home, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, get in the comments, let us know what you think. And until next time, we are out.